And we're back here with you on Gridiron. Ron Paniwaz, joined by Larry Kelly, and this is our Red Hurricane Minute. And this is where we turn Larry loose and let him have his say on what he saw from the Red Hurricane Friday night, this time against Summit Academy, and what's on the horizon with Central Valley on Friday.
Well, they did what they were supposed to do, and that was lay a thumping on Summit Academy. Put up 40 some points. Again, was offensively explosive. Did a lot of good things on defense. But again, I think they had several penalties. And maybe you can tell me how many. Was it 16 penalties or something?
Don't make it worse than it was. It was, I believe, 11 for 85.
Okay, 11 for 85 yards and a couple bad snaps for safeties. You're not going to do that and beat Central Valley. It's not going to happen. You just can't get behind the sticks. You cannot continually have these penalties and be good football teams. That's not going to happen. But hopefully, as the team matures moving forward, that problem will become less of a problem. But offensively, I like what I see. They're explosive. They're putting up big numbers. And defensively, it looks like they're getting better. And if they continue to get better defensively, don't beat themselves with penalties, and have the same type of offensive explosion that they've had the last couple of weeks, they got a chance against Central Valley. But that's a big, tall task, playing Central Valley on the road for the Hurricane.
All right, so are you a glass half full guy or a glass half empty guy? Are you a guy that is on one side of the fence that says 11 penalties is way too much? Or are you on the other side of the fence that when you hear 9 of those penalties came in the first quarter and they really did a good job of cleaning them up the last 3 quarters, and we're a pretty disciplined football team, do you take solace in that? Do you look at it and say, well, they did clean them up, or are you looking at just the end result of 11 penalties?
No, I'm a glass half full guy. I'm always a glass half full guy. I didn't realize that 90% of those penalties occurred in the first quarter. I'm sure the coaching staff made it a point to make sure that the team was more focused. We talk about laser focus and mental toughness. Laser focused teams, mentally tough teams, do not make silly penalties, pre-snap penalties. They just don't do it. And sounds to me like coaching staff made it a point to emphasize that, and they were able to get it done. So I'm a glass half full guy. Always have been, always will be.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it is they came in the first quarter, not the second quarter. And the reason that's big is because if it happened in the second quarter, you could make the claim that they used that 12 to 15 minutes at halftime to really get up in everyone's grill and say, quit doing these things. When it's the end of the first quarter, you only have a couple minutes. You can only yell so much and get your point across. You don't have that extended time to tell the kids, you got to clean these things up.
Shouldn't take much. I'm sure they've been hearing the same song now for 3 weeks. You shouldn't have to say it over and over and over again. And obviously, the kids, those are smart kids on that team. I coached a lot of those kids. They're catching on.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm encouraged. I like what I see from Chris Hood. Mike Wells is really, coming back strong. He had a nice performance on Friday night. I think they eased him in a little more than they did the previous week down at Mars. I'm excited to see what they do against Central Valley. This is their final tune-up for Parkway football. We thought we'd learn a lot from them last week, and I don't know how much we learned last week because of the penalties, and took them a while to get going. It was 7-4 after the first quarter, and I think Summit Academy was still batting when the second quarter started. I mean, I don't think that anybody had 7-4 in their block pool, for the first quarter.
No, that was a little bit of a different story, that's for sure. However, we'll learn even more about Newcastle this week. It's one thing to go down there and lose in a real tightly contested battle because they are truly Central Valley, one of the premier programs in Western Pennsylvania. But if you go down there and you get boat raced, it's not a good look. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're looking at a little different Newcastle team, and I think the boys will rise to the occasion and play Central Valley tough on Friday night.
When I became an attorney, I chose to stay here because my friends and neighbors needed a lawyer they can count on. I believe that if you're hurt on the job, you shouldn't have to go it alone, especially if your employer or the insurance company tries to bully you. You can count on me to get you the workers' compensation benefits that you deserve. Even if it gets rough, I'm not going anywhere. I'll stand my ground right here where I've always been. I'm Larry Kelly, and I'm a Newcastle guy.